I've been watching the Fishman Island remaster recently, and while the updated animation and improved pacing are undeniably impressive, I have to admit, watching the remaster has put the character of Sanji at the forefront of my thoughts recently, and not in a good way. Does anybody remember the blood loss plotline? In fact, rewatching the remaster, thinking more deeply about Sanji's role in the story and how he's portrayed, it's only solidified my stance that he's actually one of the more aggravating parts of One Piece. Before the Sanji Vinsmoke dick riders start bouncing on my Will of D, let me clarify that I'm not here to bash on Sanji just for the sake of it, and this isn't me trying to push some pro-Zoro agenda. Zoro is also frustrating in different ways. We'll get to that in a different video. In the world of anime and manga, there are plenty of perverted characters. Most, if not all of them, are trash, but Sanji is a special case because he actually possesses some depth. Because Oda gave him a good backstory and a few solid character moments throughout the story. Sanji's early life was filled with rejection and abuse from his family, particularly his brothers and his father. His mother and his sister, to a lesser extent, were the only people who showed him genuine love and kindness. This contributed to his unhealthy fixation over women. His mentor Zeph also instilled in him a strong sense of chivalry, including the belief that women should be treated with respect and care and should be protected. So, as a result of this upbringing, Sanji is a man that goes to extreme lengths to protect the women in his life and to maintain this image of a strong, chivalrous gentleman. Now, on paper, this seems like it would be laying the groundwork for a complex character with a very compelling arc, and to an extent, yeah, it totally is. But while Sanji's idea of chivalry might seem noble at first glance, it doesn't really take long for you to realize that it's anything but. In fact, Sanji's behavior towards women throughout One Piece can be quite concerning, hypocritical, and incredibly obnoxious. And you could make the case that Sanji's simping shenanigans are just a gag that shouldn't be taken too seriously, but they are a huge part of his character, they take up a huge part of his screen time, and it's kind of hard to ignore. So let's break it down. Sanji's chivalry isn't actually about respecting or honoring all women, it's about pedestalizing women that he finds attractive. That's not feminism. It's completely ego-driven. True respect is not selective. If Sanji truly embraced the values of equality, his actions wouldn't hinge on personal attraction on a constant basis. Yet, time and time again, his protection and attention are conditional. This brings us to one of Sanji's recurring gags, his refusal to fight women. Now, while some might actually see this as very noble, it feels a little outdated in my opinion. For example, when Sanji faces capable opponents like Khalifa or Black Maria, his refusal to engage is not empowering. It actually is reinforcing the notion that women are inherently weaker and need protection. And while Zeph's influence on Sanji is clear, it feels kind of hollow when it's juxtaposed with his other more concerning behavior throughout the series. If you compare how he treats the more attractive women in the series to how he interacts with some of the less conventionally attractive characters in One Piece, you'll actually see that his brand of feminism is actually really hollow. We can see that Sanji's behavior often reduces the women in his life to objects of his desire. Take Nami, for example. Does anyone remember when he tried to peep at Nami while she was naked in the shower after Alabasta? Or how about when Sanji and Nami switched bodies in Punk Hazard? Yeah. Really fucking sus and harmful behavior. Sanji's actions ultimately undermine the very ideals that he claims to stand for. By tying a woman's value to her appearance, and by viewing a woman as an object of your desire that needs to be protected at all costs, even at the cost of your own well-being, Sanji is actively reinforcing outdated, harmful ideas about gender. While we're on the topic of gender, let's talk about his treatment of the Okama. Sanji's interactions with the Okama showcase his unwillingness to challenge his own biases. Even after spending 2 years with them, he doesn't grow or embrace their gender expressions, instead clinging to prejudice. In a world full of mermaids, giants, magical fruit, and angels in the fucking sky, Sanji's discomfort with gender diversity feels extremely out of place and frankly kind of harmful. And this is where Sanji's character kind of starts to unravel for me. One Piece is a series that champions themes of camaraderie, freedom, respect for all people. The Straw Hats are supposed to embody these values, yet Sanji's transphobia and selective chivalry actively undermine them. Imagine how powerful it could have been if Sanji's experiences with the Okama led to some sort of growth, challenging his views on gender and masculinity. Instead, it's treated as a punchline, leaving Sanji's character completely stagnant. Even with all of that being said, I still think that Sanji is a character with merits. Loyalty to the crew, his passion for cooking, his dream to find the All Blue, his courage in battle, an arc like Whole Cake Island, where his backstory and his struggles are at the forefront of the narrative, and we get these glimpses, reminders of this potential that he had to be this compelling character. But every time it feels like he's about to turn a corner or make some sort of cool development as a character, he's back on his bullshit. But the series isn't over and there's still hope for his development. For now though, his behavior is kind of a sticking point for me in the series. If you've ever found yourself frustrated by Sanji and his behavior, I hope this video resonates with you in some way. And if you're a diehard Sanji fan, I hope this perspective gives you a little bit to think about next time you're watching your mans in action. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who got this far into the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, depending on what platform you're using. Next time I'm going to be reviewing Don Season 1, so stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to support the channel, consider joining my Patreon for early access to videos, or sending a CashApp contribution with a prompt for a future video. Until next time, this is Sir Gregolas, signing out.